Welcome to the Weekly Social, folks. Everything Katy, Fulshear, Richmond, Texas. Today we have a handful of special guests. We have Miss Denise Tomasini with Supreme Lending, Freddy Batres with the Alzheimer's Association, which our company, Redline Realty, has supported the walk for years. So thank you for coming out today, Freddy.
Of course. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about the walk that's coming up and a little bit about the association?
Absolutely. So the Alzheimer's Association is a national nonprofit organization helping families that are living with Alzheimer's and dementia. And the Walk to End Alzheimer's is our largest fundraising and awareness event. So through the funds that we raise at the walk, we're able to support families and support people that are living with the disease. As you mentioned, the Katy Walk to End Alzheimer's is the first walk that we do in our what we call our walk season, which is going to happen on September 28th at La Centera.
Yes.
But our chapter as a whole does 9 walks.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, from September through November, we host 9 walks.
Cooler.
Yeah, a little cooler. So we go everywhere from Katy to the Woodlands, out in Galveston, Houston. So we cover a very large area, different communities. So we're just out in the community, like I said, trying to support these families and help them with this disease.
You know, in thousands and thousands of people come out to this walk. I've been supporting it for years. If you notice, Freddie and I are both wearing purple today.
Yeah.
So
I missed out. I should have worn purple.
yeah, we didn't send you the memo. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Well, actually, you got purple earrings on. There you go.
There you go.
There we
Tight,
go.
yeah.
You got the
Yeah.
little the snippet. Can you talk about purple and how that applies to this?
Yeah, so purple is our trademark color that we have. So purple is, you'll see in a lot of our uniform and a lot of our collateral have purple. But something neat specifically for the walk is, you've been there before, so we have our pinwheel flowers.
Okay.
And the pinwheel flowers come in 4 different colors. Purple is one of them.
They each have a different meaning.
Correct. Yes. So the different meanings. So for purple, for people that have a purple flower, individuals that have lost someone to Alzheimer's disease, and then we have.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
So if you've lost someone to Alzheimer's, lost a loved one, a friend, you have a purple flower at the walk. If you're a caregiver, you're caregiving for someone with Alzheimer's, then you'll have a yellow flower.
Okay.
And then if it's an individual that's living with Alzheimer's or dementia, they will have a blue flower. And then finally we have the orange flower, which is for people that don't necessarily have a personal connection to the disease, but they just support the Alzheimer's Association and support the cause that we have. Yeah.
I learned something because I knew that there was a meaning behind the flowers. I just didn't know what the colors stood for. So thank you for sharing.
So everyone at the walk, when you come out to the walk, you'll get a flower. You just let them know, what color you represent, and you'll have a flower for the event. And we have an opening ceremony, as you know, before the walk actually begins, and we have a representative come up to the stage for each flower, and it's really like a moving part of the whole event that we do there for the opening ceremony with the promise garden, and it just brings everyone together so everyone can see how exactly we're all connected by this disease.
It's the amount of energy there. It's just electrifying. I mean, when you get there and you're watching it build as the crowd shows up. I mean, I want to see you guys probably get anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 people at the La Centera event.
We get a lot of people there. I mean, we've definitely grown a lot since I started 8 years ago. We've really just increased the number of people that are participating, and we've kind of just really outgrown La Centera itself. As you know, we take up a lot of the space.
You take up all that space, and then the walk. I mean, it's just a sea of people that do it. And one of the nice things is we actually have Atria. It's Atria, correct? That we walk in front of.
Yes, Atria Cinco Ranch is one of the communities that we have along the route, and they are always out there with their residents, handing out water and cheering people on.
That's right.
So we're very fortunate to have them as one of our partners for the walk itself.
Can you tell us a little bit? It's touched my life personally. I lost 2 of my grandparents to it, and then my ex-father-in-law. So I've gone through it firsthand. And it's, in my experience, you kind of lose them twice. Once you lose them to the disease, and then the second time you lose them when you finally pass.
Right.
But I know there's stuff that you can do that can help people early on. Is there any points, or I'm not asking as a doctor, but I know that you're surrounded by this. Is there some golden nuggets maybe you can share out there with the people
Yeah,
that are
absolutely. I
watching
mean,
this?
as you said, Alzheimer's is a very devastating disease. It affects over 6 million Americans, and currently over 400,000 people in just Texas alone. And those numbers continue to grow as people start to age. They become at a higher risk of developing the disease. But obviously, the Alzheimer's Association is trying to support, and when we talk about support, we have, of course, support groups for caregivers.
Okay.
So that's something that we try, when someone becomes a caregiver, we try to connect them with the support group so that they're able to go out, meet with other caregivers, kind of talk about the situations they're going through, see how they relate to each other, and help each other out.
Which that's huge, because you're going to go through a lot of stuff you normally don't experience with somebody as a caregiver.
Right.
So
And
giving them a support system, that's
Oh,
huge.
and they need it as much as the,
Absolutely.
as the patient.
Yeah, and so we
Very-
try to, like I said, support the caregivers. We have those support groups. We also do a caregiver conference every year that they're able to come out, listen to speakers, get information that way. We do education programs throughout the community all the time. We're always looking for opportunities to go out to businesses, go to communities, and just do education programs about the basics of Alzheimer's disease, the 10 warning signs. And we also do early stage programs for those people that have been recently diagnosed in the early stages of the disease. We have partnerships with the Houston Zoo, Museum of Fine Arts,
Wow.
and they're able to come out and participate in a program once a month. Because there's a stigma still that's tied around Alzheimer's. So when someone that may have been really social or have been in a job that made them be out in the community, networking, talking to people, once they get diagnosed, yeah, exactly. But once they get diagnosed with the disease, they may kind of shy away from that and not want to be as social. So we have these early,
Parents, They
yes,
still they realize something's going on, but they don't, but they're not, but they're they understand that something's going on, right?
Yeah.
They catch it, but they can't.
yeah, they don't want to be looked at differently by
Right.
their colleagues or their family. So they might retract from being social or being out. So the early stage programs are in place so that they are still going out and still, having that social engagement and still being part of everything that's happening. So we have those partnerships in place.
I think that's crucial.
And
Keep them
do-
active,
yeah,
keep them
yeah.
doing
Keep
stuff.
the mind working.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that we talk about. So one of the presentations that we do is called Healthy Living,
Okay.
and that discusses things that you can do to help reduce your risk of developing Alzheimer's. And one of those things, like you mentioned, is social engagement. Exercising your brain, doing puzzles, reading books, just having your brain working helps.
I love all the above that you just
Yeah,
said.
you do, yes, yeah.
Reducing your risk, along with other things like eating healthy, exercising, getting good sleep, things that you've heard. Just basically just overall health helps.
I didn't know that reading and doing puzzles would help offset that.
Because we're always working our minds, so games, watching game shows, playing games, Monopoly,
Yeah, just engaging your
Scrabble,
mind.
all those. And just think of us putting loans together and the process that is a puzzle. It is not one size fits all. Every customer's financial situation is different. So that helps exercise our brain muscles.
A lot of spinning
It keeps
plates in
us-
what we do.
And we're
Yeah.
doing a lot of reading, research, studying programs.
Yeah, so just engaging your mind, keeping it working, that's definitely helpful for the brain, and just helps you, kind of as you grow.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good.
So everything,
You're good, you're smart, you did 1,000-piece puzzle and
yeah, so it's a good way, like I said, just engaging our minds constantly is something, and also like I said, the social piece and just going out, talking to people, going to networking events, going to just events and just talking to people, meeting new people, having conversations. That's all engaging your mind, and it's very helpful to individuals.
And it's part of being. I mean, when I go to events and stuff like that, I feel like I'm a part of something. Where if I work from my home office all day, it feels like there's something missing at the end of the day because I didn't have any interaction with somebody physically. So what are you saying?
I think we need that. We all
I think
need that.
everybody needs
I
that.
know I do. I'm driven to people.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. Yeah, so I mean that's key. And then, we talk about the risk factors, so things that put you at a higher risk. So obviously age is the biggest risk factor. So people, once they've reached that age of 65 and over, they'll be at higher risk of developing the disease. And also of course, there's the family history. So if you have a family history of Alzheimer's or dementia, you're at a higher risk. Doesn't necessarily mean that you will, have Alzheimer's, but it puts you at a higher risk of developing the disease. But so we talk about that, like I said, in the community, just making people aware of those risk factors, making people aware of things they can do to reduce their risk, and just raising the overall awareness of the disease in the community. And kind of like you touched on, so the importance of early detection is something that we also preach to the community.
Don't ignore it.
Yeah, exactly. So you start to
That's
see.
just crazy Uncle Larry or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's probably something that people would kind of think of it that way,
Right.
years ago, when they start to notice their father or their grandfather or grandmother start to do things that they necessarily didn't do in the past, or kind of acting differently, that say, oh, it's just part of aging. But now, thankfully, as time has gone on, and people are more aware of Alzheimer's and dementia, they can say, like, okay, well, that's not normal. I don't think that, they've, for example, maybe grandmother has made a specific recipe on Thanksgiving for 30 years, and then all of a sudden she's messing up the recipe, burning the recipe. And so it just is not normal. Or you see that they're having difficulty managing their finances. Maybe they're paying a bill, 3 times in a month instead of just paying it the one time, or just completely forgetting to pay their bills for months at a time. And so it's important to, as family members, as a person that's involved with that person in their day-to-day life, kind of taking notes of what you're experiencing, what you're seeing in them, so that then you can go and speak to your primary care physician and let them know, like, hey, I've noticed this in, mom or in my grandmother. And then they can take those steps to kind of get an idea of, is it Alzheimer's, is it it's on another form of dementia, and then that helps.
Those are 2 separate things, correct?
Yeah, so dementia is the umbrella term, and Alzheimer's falls underneath that umbrella.
Okay.
So Alzheimer's is the most common form of dementia. Makes up between like 60 to 80% of dementia cases will be Alzheimer's disease. But there are other forms of dementia. So if someone has Alzheimer's disease, they have dementia, but someone could have that dementia, not necessarily have it be Alzheimer's. So for example, there's vascular dementia, which from the name ties to the heart.
Okay.
So people that have had strokes in their lives are at higher risk of developing vascular dementia.
Okay.
And typically if someone has vascular dementia, they'll also develop Alzheimer's disease. But like I said, Alzheimer's is the most common form of dementia, and dementia is that umbrella term which encompasses all those different dementias. So,
Priscilla, come on in, join us.
Come on. Yes.
I'm just going to call you out.
Yeah. Come on.
Come meet Mr. Freddy.
Welcome. Come on.
Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here today
of course,
and
thanks for the
sharing all
opportunity.
this good stuff.
Yeah.
And when's the walk coming up?
So,
September 28th.
September
I got it on my calendar.
yes.
Already raising money, I know
And I'm
that.
raising money.
Yes.
We put it out on these videos all the time. I'm halfway to my goal. So please donate, people. Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
And thank you for the huge backpack drive. We are delivering the backpacks
Today?
right after this today.
Great.
They're ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this quarter's you guys. It's all raising money for
Yeah,
Alzheimer's.
we appreciate the support. Like you
So on September 28th, that is the walk,
yes, the walk for the Katy West Houston walk, and Alzheimer's will be September 28th.
and it starts in La Centera,
It's
right?
at La Centera,
Okay.
and so we
Get there early.
Yeah, the event opens at 7:30, and the walk itself will start around 8:30.
Okay.
And so, like Richard said, we take over half of La Centera, and we walk down La Centera out to Commercial Center Boulevard. And so we have about 1,000 people that attend. It's a free event to attend, so you just go to alz.org/walk, and you can register a team. You can join Richard's team.
Please.
And so it's just, like I said, it's a free event, but it's also an event that we're trying to raise funds. and
Oh,
help
that's cool. So,
the community.
okay, so last year you had 1,000. What do you think you're going to have this year?
Hopefully over 1,000.
Yeah,
Like closer
yeah.
to maybe like the 1,500
Yeah.
range would be a great turnout for us. We're definitely, like I said, growing a lot. We've had a strong support of teams for many years. But now we're starting to engage a lot of the businesses and the companies that are in the Katy, West Houston area, which we like to see. And we have partnerships with Roar Logistics, Sarcell, Blue Ribbon Roofing have been sponsors of ours for many years. So we appreciate that corporate side and continue to hope to grow. That
Edward
side.
Jones is a huge.
Yes, Edward Jones is
Yes.
our national presenting sponsor. So Edward Jones has committed nationwide to support the Walk to End Alzheimer. So they've done a big part of
And y'all may have already discussed this, and I apologize if I'm repeating something, but like if companies, if you're going and doing something for an event and helping out, then don't companies do their match with that?
Some companies will do, they'll have a match program. So if the employee, depending on every company is different, but yes, there are companies that will match the employee's
Okay.
contribution,
So
which is great.
if you're working for one of those companies, you're coming out and doing it, please make sure that, you're working
Yeah.
with HR
Yeah.
and getting that going.
You can double.
Yeah.
Which is huge. I mean, like we've had participants in the past that are able to, hit $10,000 or $15,000 raise
Wow,
just because of
great.
their company's matching program, which is huge. So
Yeah.
if your
These
company.
funds go to,
So the funds help us, like I said, across the board with everything that the association puts on. So when it comes to the education side, the supporting caregivers, the conferences that we put on. So everything that the association does just in the community, it's all funded through the Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Okay, all right, so that's important, guys,
Yes.
because that's what we gotta help and knowledge and know
Awareness.
there's
the support there.
there's the support
Absolutely.
for you.
Most
Yes,
people don't pay
fingers.
attention until it affects them personally.
Right.
But if you can get proactive and get out in front of it and contribute, we can slow this down. That's how I look at stuff.
Yeah, so like I said, definitely that would just the support of the community, and just having the awareness of what Alzheimer's is and
Right.
the effect that it's having, it's big.
So in these Alzheimer, in the communities, where sometimes, Alzheimer's patients need to go to make sure they're safe.
Memory care.
Yes, memory care. Do y'all also go in there and do different things at those
Yeah, so
facilities?
a lot of the memory care and just senior communities in general that are in Katy, West Houston are involved with the walk. So we do a lot with them when it comes to specifically with like education. And so we'll go in there and have, present to them, to the caregivers or family members of the loved ones that are maybe living at that community, and just provide them with some resources and some help so they can have a better idea of what to expect as the disease progresses and kind of what they can do. So, we have our resources online, we have our helpline, and that's all things that are free to them. We want to make sure that they have those tools to
What
help.
about volunteers to help y'all do that? Maybe, take a stack of word search books or something to the facility and
Yeah.
so they can, sit there and with everybody and do something.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I mean, do y'all do things like that as the people could reach out to you to help?
yeah, we are always in need of volunteers. We're a volunteer-driven organization.
Right.
So we have several volunteer opportunities through the Walk to End Alzheimer's, of course, that people can volunteer, but also kind of to what you're speaking on the awareness side. So for those, like the presentations that I was talking about, we actually have volunteers that go through a speaker's training, and they are the ones that go out to the community to do those presentations for us. We have volunteers at health fairs, we have volunteers that
that's
become facilitators for our support groups, so those are also volunteers with the association. So there are different roles that we have available for volunteers.
So you're always looking for them and
always looking
all
for
the
them.
help that you can possibly
Absolutely.
get to get the
So-
awareness out.
At the walk, they're passing out Gatorades, waters,
Waters.
throughout the whole walk. I mean, it's really a wonderful event.
So if you have some,
That's
I'd say if
cool.
you have like 3 to 5 hours a month to spare, we'd love to have you as a volunteer for the association. Definitely.
What made them pick the purple color as their main?
That I'm not
Might be
sure
black.
why the purple was the
Is
option.
it great?
It's
purple.
beautiful.
It's a great
It's one of my
purple.
favorite
Mhm.
colors.
It looks
'cause
very
it
nice
really-
on you, Freddy.
Thank you.
Yeah,
just wondered.
yeah, you did the purple tie.
Yep.
I just
I have a
wondered.
little purple.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
little
Yeah.
purple
There we
going
go.
on.
Yeah, we missed the memo, right?
Right.
We missed the memo.
You forgot to tell us, Richard.
Well, but historically, purple's been a royalty
Oh.
color,
Yeah, purple.
Okay.
if you look into purple.
And Lent, it's
Okay.
for Lent, for the Catholic faith, that, so I always, purple's
Popular
one of my
color. Right?
Yeah,
purple
that's
favorite
pretty
color.
cool.
I wore my purple earrings for you today.
Yeah, I like that.
Bravo. And I have a flower ring for you. No, she already got it.
You have purple on your ring?
I do.
see
I
it.
do.
See?
Purple's
Yeah.
goes around.
Uh-huh.
It is.
Mhm,
That's
mhm.
why it's-
So I had an extra one of these that I just laid on her phone
And Priscilla
to share with
loves
us.
me, she takes
Ah.
care of me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's our flower. Mhm. She's
What
always
made you get into the
blooming.
business?
I actually, my grandfather passed away with Alzheimer's disease back when I was in high school. So years ago, he passed away, and I really got to see the effect that it had on my mother as a caregiver. And so back then when that happened, I actually did the walk. When I got to college, I participated in the walk. Back then they were doing it in Sugarland at the AMC First Colony Theater.
Oh, wow.
And they would walk
Okay.
around there. So I participated in that event. And then just somehow life brought me into the nonprofit realm again years later. And I was able to find my way to the Alzheimer's Association.
What a
Obviously, because
blessing.
I had that personal connection years ago, it was always in my mind, and was able to find a position here.
Your passions, and then
Yeah.
it's not work, it's something that you just truly enjoy because you have a passion behind it.
Mhm.
And that's awesome.
That's cool. I like that story. I like that story.
So if people want to donate, volunteer, create a team, join a team, where can we send them to go do this?
So the best for everything Walk to End Alzheimer's, the website is alz.org/walk.
alz.org/walk.
And you can go on the website there and you can find that if it's the Katy Walk, you'll see the Katy Walk, but you can basically search for walks in your area by your zip code or your city and state, and you can go there and you'll see the walks that are available, and you can go on and register for your walks.
Okay.
Join Team Red Lion if
That's
you want
what
to
I was
join a
gonna say.
team.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yes, we've
And
done
it's
this for
already,
years.
and he's got it posted up on Facebook, so y'all can go to his Facebook,
And
find it, sign
What
up.
time?
Huh?
What time should they get there? Because I know you
I
start-
get there right at opening because parking. I
At
mean,
like
you show up
7
at
o'clock.
8:15.
Yeah,
You're not-
parking
You're
is.
not. Yeah, you're going to be walking a long ways to get there.
So you get there at 7?
I get there about 7:15,
Okay.
and I
Mhm.
park in your old
Yeah.
parking garage and then
Right.
walk down too.
Right.
And it's a great event for the entire family. Like it's
Huge.
dog on a leash friendly. You can bring your
Yeah,
dog.
okay.
Brandon brought his dog last
You
year.
can-
And how far is the walk? Is it a 5 mile or a?
So in Katy, we're actually about a little over 2 miles
Okay.
total. So you have to do
Two routes.
two laps of the route in order to hit that amount, but you're not required to do 2
Okay.
laps. It's kind of just open to you.
Right.
But yeah, so it's like I said, it's a family-friendly event. You can bring your dog, you can bring your stroller, wheelchair. We have entertainment. We'll have a drum line there this year again.
Oh, wow,
For those of
yay.
you who participated a few years ago with the drum line, we'll be back. We have a bunch of volunteers there cheering people on. We have a DJ, different booths that you can visit, not only for yourself, but
All
also for your
kinds
dog.
of foods.
Yeah.
Coffee, granola bars, banana. I mean, it's just
Wow.
a good, wholesome event. It truly is.
Can you bring Winston, please?
I can bring Winston.
Winston needs to participate.
Oh, and he loves to walk.
And we have bandanas for
Winston Churchill.
For the
dogs
doggies?
there. Yeah,
Awesome.
purple bandanas that they can do.
Please.
Please.
Tell him I will come and get both of them if they don't join us.
So that's this event, and we're promoting this because it's coming up. What else do you guys do throughout the year? Is there other events that we can bring awareness to get more support for you guys?
Mhm.
Yeah, so definitely we do events year-round. The walk, like I said, is our largest event, but we also do, we have our caregiver conference that just happened
Love that.
over the summer.
Okay.
But that is an
Is
event.
that local or?
Yeah, so it's
It is.
actually, it was virtual this year, so it didn't matter where you were, you can
Just
join in
join
and get that
Zoom.
information.
Okay.
Great.
We have events, we do galas as well. We've started
Okay.
to do galas.
So when is that?
So the gala for next year in 2025 is going to happen in April.
Okay.
And then we do one in Houston. We actually do one in the Woodlands as well. That's tied to Mardi Gras.
That's fun.
That was going to happen in March. So
Lots of purple with Mardi Gras
Yes.
too.
Yeah, that's
A lot
right.
of people. Yes. Yes.
King cake.
Yes.
So we have a Houston
Found the
up and
baby.
Woodlands for our galas, and we also have another event that's called the Longest Day.
The longest day.
So that's
Okay.
tied to the summer solstice in June, and that kind of opportunity for people to, you take a hobby of yours that you like to do, and you fundraise through that hobby. So there's people that do,
wow.
you know, yeah, just
Flower arrangement.
anything you like to, any hobby that you have, if it's, you know, dance, if it's,
Okay, so what does that mean? So say I can do a beautiful wreath, and so I'm sharing that. How does it work? How do we raise money?
So if you like to do wreaths, then you tell people, hey, I'm putting together wreaths, and I'm going to ask for a $20, $40 donation for these wreaths, and that money that you raise would go towards the Longest Day. Or just basically anything that you like to do. We have pickleball, we have mahjong, which is very popular as well. So
What was that?
Mahjong.
Mahjong.
What is that?
It's a
Game.
game that's very popular.
Okay.
I've never played it, but it's
I live in a cave.
Yes, you do.
but like I said, people just take their hobbies and they'll fundraise through that hobby, and that'll be their Longest Day event. So some people will do it on the summer solstice in June. Some people do it before or after the summer solstice, just depending on what works for their schedule.
I think I need to do a Facebook Live and play drums
Oh, yeah, there you
for
go.
a couple
Oh,
songs,
yeah, there you
and
go.
just ask people to donate the whole time.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically, take anything.
I'm
want
going to
you to
hold
wear
you to
And
that.
I want you to wear your drum hat.
Yeah.
I love that hat.
I am holding you to that.
We have a staff member. Her name is Liz.
I
Berman,
love
and she
to
can
raise
help
money.
with
I
that.
love to do fundraisers, so
Yeah.
I'd love to do that with you guys.
Absolutely. As I said, any type of involvement, it's always appreciated for sure.
Thank you.
I'm thinking Christmas in July things.
It's June.
But it's in June, but I'm thinking mine may be like
Yeah, you can definitely do it in July.
some things like that, because that would be a great, people would like that and get them ready for Christmas.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, great idea.
We can talk more about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Thank you, Fredy.
See,
I see
that's
your
that's what
passion.
we need, is you to create all these ideas and
yeah.
tell us the thoughts, because when you sit down with people and do that, that's when everything comes together.
Yeah.
And we see your passion. We
Mhm.
love
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it shines.
And so you spoke about a training. What was it called, Jake? That you spoke about just a minute ago.
Support.
To find the support, not the support, but
Oh, for the presenters?
yes, but
Speakers.
are there some that, like, we could share out on social media if somebody really wanted to hear some of those things?
Yeah, so anyone can request a presentation or education program.
Okay.
Wow.
And so they can just reach out to us or reach out to me, and we can. It's actually it's really simple. It's just a Google form that we have.
Okay.
Go in there and request the presentation, and then
Okay.
someone from our care and support team will coordinate with the speaker with them and all the details for the event. But yes, all
Okay,
presentations are all
because
open to
that would
everyone.
be a great thing just to add to your YouTube channel, to have that information there for people to get to.
Yeah. Set up a link.
Yeah.
Just as an added resource.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and our website, alz.org, you can find a lot of information on there as well about just everything that we're doing in the community, both locally and nationally, and just you can also find information. So for things like support groups, or you're looking for a specialist, or looking for resources, we actually have something called the Community Resource Finder. So it's alz.org/CRF. And you can go on there and you can look for something in your zip code. So if it's a support group, or you're looking for a neurologist, or you're looking for a program,
Right.
you can just search by your zip code, and it'll pull up a
that's
list
great.
of what's available in your area that you can participate in.
With the team and the fundraisers, it is so simple to work through it. You just click team, join, you put in your information, donate. And you're not hunting and pecking for anything. So
Mhm.
whoever put together your guys' website,
Thank you.
I applaud.
Yeah. Yeah.
It works very seamlessly,
Yeah.
so.
That's what we try to make it easy for people to navigate and get the information they need. But yeah, like I said, we're just trying to help families and get the word out there, and hopefully one day find a.
Are you all
cure.
on track for this year on where you want to be, or is there some additional help that y'all are needing?
I'm always in need of additional help, even if we're on track. I just want to
Right.
do more.
Always,
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
always,
Yeah.
never enough help.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I just always like to ask because, sometimes when, there can be a little added something that somebody might be listening and thinking about to do
Yeah, like-
to increase those.
Yeah, so we've had, like I said, we've been very fortunate to have great involvement from companies and teams. Chesmore Homes, you remember last year,
Oh, yeah.
they're our local presenting sponsor. And
They're still involved this year.
Yes, so they have
That's
Chesmore
great.
Homes.
Huge.
Shout out to them.
That's
Have
great.
returned this year as our presenting sponsor again.
And I've done a lot of business with them. Great builder. Go check them out. They support local causes.
Yes.
Gotta put a little snippet in there.
But we're very fortunate to have them, and of course are the sponsors that I mentioned involved, but also just our teams that are just family and friends that come together, but they have that personal connection, and they want to raise funds and want to
help each
To
other.
help.
Even if it's
Yeah.
$5 or $10, or
It's
or
all
just show
adds
up and
up.
do the walk.
It all adds
Yeah.
It all,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, $5. We blow that in
That's
a
a cup of
heartbeat.
coffee.
We'll bring
Don't go to Starbucks today and donate $5.
And see if we can get Winston to get some donations, huh? Yeah.
Yes.
Winston's our little puppy dog.
Yeah, we kind of share.
There are, we have, and some of our walks have teams that are the dog is the team captain.
Yeah.
So you can
The mascot.
The mascot, yeah.
Winston Churchill, he's the mascot.
There we go.
And he runs the household. He's, 8 pounds and runs the household. So.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. There you go. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I want to wrap everything up. I want to actually say thank you to Jake Fisher. He just joined our team. He's working behind the scenes.
Hey, Jay.
Yes.
He's making sure that we have no hiccups this week. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Denise. Thanks, Priscilla.
Thank
you
you,
very
Richard.
much,
Thank you.
Freddie.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank
Richard.
you.
Thank you, Freddy.
Freddie.
Oh, great
Thank you so much.
information.
All right, September 28th.
28th.
Yeah.
You need to be at La Centera between 7 and 7:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Walk
Join
starts at
Richard's team.
8:30. Join a team. I have it all over Facebook. Type in Richard Luebeck or Red Lion Realty.
Right.
You will find it, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Come out and join us.
Yeah.
And the
We'll welcome
website
all.
one more time.
The website is alz.org/walk.
Walk.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
Bye,
bet. See you
guys.
next week.
Happy
Thanks, guys.
Friday.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Backpack.